Hi, I'm Dan from the Rock Nerd Radio Show, and today we are going to war on which is better. Yes, we are going to be looking at two War Machine figures. We are going to check out a War Machine figure from 2020 and the latest 2023 War Machine Marvel Legends release.
Come geek out with us on the Rock Nerd Radio Show.
As always, the first round that I am focusing on which is better, is the paint and overall appearance of the figures. Now, this War Machine is clearly based off the comics. This is how I remember War Machine looking throughout the 1990s, whether it was in comics or on TV. The 2023 War Machine is based very much off how he appeared in the Marvel vs. Capcom video games, where War Machine was essentially just a reskin of Iron Man. Looking at the two, they sport some nice black, very shiny on this one, a glossy black on the 2023, while very flat matte black on the 2020 release. The silver on this one, right now under the camera, does look very silvery, and it does in person as well. While this one, the silver almost looks blue. There's a blue tint to it. Now, in my opinion, I want a War Machine that is going to represent the best comic look possible. So because of that, I'm going to say that the 2020 War Machine wins the first round. The second round that we're going to talk about today is Articulation. Both of these figures have what you would very much expect from a Marvel Legends figure when it comes to articulation, but there are a couple things I want to highlight. Now, just to go over it, standard articulation, both have ball joints up here on the head, both have the ability to have the ab crunch, they both move at their waist, they both have shoulder joints that move up, down, left, right, in and out. They both have double elbows. Both, by the way, are pinless at the elbows. They both have wrist articulation as well. This War Machine is pinless on his legs, while this one is not. But they kind of blend in very well. Like, short of me having to turn him, you can barely even really tell that there are pins there if you're looking at him straight on. But going back to the articulation, both have movement at the hips. They both have the cut here to move their legs, double jointed knees. Both also have our ankle articulation. Bonus, this War Machine has a boot cut as well, where this one does not. As you can see here, nothing's turning here, where on this one, he is going to turn. Now, I will say, for the 2023 War Machine, there are some things that I like and don't like about his articulation. One thing that I love, there's a panel on both of his legs that moves with the leg. So they didn't have to make a weird cut so that when you move the leg, you have like half of the piece and the other piece, and it might not line up or something. I like that they did this. I think it is really nice. One thing, however, that drives me up a wall, and it happened with the Iron Man that this is essentially a repaint of, this shoulder pad here tends to hit into like this part on the shoulders, so you know, on the body. So if you're trying to raise his arm up, sometimes it gets stuck. It almost feels like it's going to break. Sometimes what I find I have to do is actually rotate the arm like this and then move it this way. And like, see, now it's stuck and it has me worried that it's going to end up breaking. But like, I feel like I have to get creative with how I have to move the 2023 joints around in order to get them to move. Also, the head is a little stuck on mine and I can't really make him look up and down too much. And I tried moving it and I heard what sounded like a bit of a crack. This might just be on my copy, but that definitely scares me. This version of War Machine, however, has something that I really like, and that they've done a little bit on Marvel Legends, but not all the time. He has this shoulder armor here that is on its own track, so it actually moves with the arm, as well as coming out with the arm as well, if you need to move the arm out. I'm going to take this gun off for a moment. So this was some really neat way, like a neat way to make this shoulder armor move that I really, really enjoy. And, you know, as a bonus, this War Machine does have, like, articulated cannons, so these weapons can move up and down on his back and, you know, forward like this. It is a really cool thing, especially for a character like War Machine who is loaded up with weapons to see. So while both have some really neat features, both have, you know, they're trying to hide their pegs very well, I really think at the end of the day, I have to give the 2020 version of War Machine the points for articulation. My third round that I'm looking at is all about the accessories. We're going to look at the 2023 War Machine first. Now, I have to say, the 2023 War Machine comes with a lot of energy-based accessories. You can see here that he has this like orb of energy with energy shards shooting out of it that can connect to his fist. I don't know what I would do with this energy effect. It does look cool, but it doesn't look like something he's necessarily going to attack anybody with. It does come off very easily. You can just pull it off the fist. Now, in typical Marvel Legends fashion, this War Machine also comes with 2 interchangeable hands. Now, these hands are indeed articulated. They have a pin here that they can move on and off of, so you can just have him with open hands. But if you want, there are repulsor effects that can plug into the port on the hand, and he can look like he's shooting 2 energy beams from each hand, something that I very much like as well. And the final bit of accessory that this War Machine comes with that I find very interesting is that he comes with this piece. Now, this piece can be connected to his chest. If you look here, you can kind of see there's like a cutout here that matches the symbol on War Machine's chest. So all you have to do is just match it up, plug it in, and now he has kind of like a uni-beam effect going. It looks kind of neat, but again, like I feel like Iron Man would be shooting, or War Machine in this case, would be shooting his uni-beam out. I feel like this one, it looks like it's just like exploding on his own chest. It might be good for like he's taking a hit, taking damage from somebody, but it's not the worst thing in the world. While the 2020 War Machine did not come with any interchangeable hands, he did come with an unmasked head that is a very nice touch. Now, I have to say, this figure, when it came out, was at a deluxe price point, so you didn't just get an alternate head with him, you got a slew of things that he came with. He came with 2 of these like thruster things, so you could plug these into his feet, and you can have them looking like they are creating a smoke effect on the ground. He does have 2 of these, and all you have to do to make them work is plug them into his boot like this, and you can fit these together. I will say I haven't been able to get him to stand with these in his feet. These do look better if he's on some kind of flight stand. Looks like he's blasting off, but there are 2 of them. As you can see, I'm pulling all that out now. He does have a laser cannon effect, which you can stick over one of his guns to make it look like he is shooting at the enemy. He has this effect where it looks like there's like multiple bullets that you can plug onto any of his guns. I always tend to stick it on this one, so you can have him looking like he's moving and shooting a bunch of bullets at characters. This is also nice because it is interchangeable with smaller blast effects. He does have 2 of these smaller blast effects, so you can look like his double arm cannon here is just shooting out 2 blasts if you want. And if you want him to look a little more neutral, there are 2 smoke effects that you can plug in, like that. There's a second one as well, to look like he just finished taking out some enemies. There's even a final effect that I couldn't find in order to show off for this review that has missiles that look like they're launching from this cannon here. Now, granted, this was at a little bit of a higher price point, but given how a character like War Machine is built to, well, be a machine of war, I feel like the amount of accessories really benefits this version of War Machine, so he's going to win round 3. The 4th round is all about pricing, and in 2020, this War Machine came out at a price tag of about $30, where in 2023, this War Machine came out at a price tag of about $25. Now, being a 3-year-old figure, the 2020 version can now be found for around $35 to $50, depending where you look. There might even be some active listings for him at his original price. You just might have to search the internet a little bit for that one. This one is currently available on Hasbro Pulse, and I believe in stores like GameStop and things like that for that $25 price tag. This is a tough round to really talk about because at this moment, there is a retro carded version of this War Machine available from many outlets. That retro carded version comes on the 90s Iron Man toy card back. The paint is a little different, and he's missing some of the accessories that this one came with. So, because of all these factors, I have to say that right now it might be a little easier to get this 2023 version, but it's still kind of a tough call. But at the end of the day, I'm going to say 2023 wins this round. The last round to talk about is overall display compatibility. War Machine is a great character. He might be essential for an Iron Man collector's display, and he fits well inside of an Avengers display as well. Really, what you have to ask yourself at the end of the day is which one of these War Machines is going to look better on your shelf. Now, when I think of War Machine, I think of a character that is carrying cannons, weapons, guns, blasters, all kinds of stuff. Not something that is just an Iron Man repaint. Because of that, I have to give the Display Compatibility Award to the 2020 War Machine. I really like how this one looks like a big, heavy tank of a character, while this one is really just based off a video game concept armor, something that was a reskin of an Iron Man, a quick and easy repaint. Both of these are going to be finding a place on my display, but this one will probably be in my main display, while this one will probably just be hanging out in Iron Man's Hall of Armor. So there we have it with a final score of 4-1. The 2020 War Machine wins out on this battle of which is better. As I said, both are good figures. Both will have a space on my display, but this one is going to be more of my main display War Machine, while the new one will probably just be kind of in my Hall of Armor for Iron Man. But ultimately, you get to be the judge of this stuff. So I hope that whichever one you buy, you are happy with it. So there we go. It looks like I have to redo some of my displays. That 2020 War Machine is going to be, as I said, the one who is in my main Avengers display. The new War Machine, I'm really just going to stick in my Iron Man display, somewhere in like a Hall of Armor type setup. After all, it is only based on a video game concept design. I am very happy to have it in my collection, but I don't think it could ever be my main War Machine. Hey, what do you think about this episode of Which is Better? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure you hit like, subscribe, do whatever you want to do. Until then, I've been Dan. You've been pretty awesome. I'll catch you next time. Have a good one.
Come geek out with us on the Rock Nerd Radio Show.